And collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Hey, we're doing like a spot live here, and we're just going to kind of go through the Shakespeare coin from 2016, the £2 from the United Kingdom. And we have a number of other coins here we're going to kind of look at first. This is the Shakespeare, and we'll get to the back of it pretty quickly, but you can see this is in pretty darn good shape. This one we got from Bungle Collects in the United Kingdom. So let's take a look and start here. So before we get to the actual Shakespeare coin, let's take a look at £2 coins from the United Kingdom. Of course, when we start looking at the £2 coins, we know they started out in 1999 with the £2 coins. It's bimetallic. It's a copper nickel center and a nickel brass ring. So the brass is on the outside, and the inside is a copper nickel, or cupro nickel as we call it sometimes, and that's kind of what United States quarters are made out of. If we look right underneath the queen, we see that right down here we have an IRB. That's the initials of the engraver of the front of this coin, and that's Ian Rank Broadley on the front of the coin on this one. Now we'll notice when we see the Shakespeare one that it isn't Ian Rank Broadley, it's a Jody Clark portrait, but the original £2 coin had the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of the Queen, and was what she had brought back the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. It said Elizabeth II, Dia Gras, Reg F. Fid Def. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen and Defender of the Faith. And then we see there's been some stuff in the press, especially the British press, about how these might be defect coins or error coins because they don't have the beads all the way around. Most of these have that. So don't get fooled into thinking that because it doesn't have the beads, it's somehow worth more. It's not. Of course, all of these have the accused edge legend around them. And this one, the original one, said standing on the shoulders of giants. So there's the on the shoulders of, and let's see if we can get giants in there. Giants there. And then, of course, this is the technology one. This is a 2013. So, and when they make these, like the Shakespeare ones, they still make the regular technology ones that year also. And so you might find one of these from 2016, or you might find one of these. And this is worth looking for. Let's see if there's any differences on the front. So it's Jody Clark portrait, and we know it's Jody Clark because the engraver's initials are right here, JC. And many of you know Jody Clark from some of the other coins that he's done. And if we look at the old one versus the new one, we see that, oh, that's weird. This one actually says £2 on the front. So if you're trying to identify British £2 coins and you're looking through them quickly, if you find the ones that say £2 on the front, you know it has a special back. Why is that? Because it won't say £2 on the back because it's a special back. And what is that special back? What's this? Cupro nickel again. So it's with the bronze outer ring. It's bimetallic again, of course. And then let's see what it says. All the world's C apostrophe S there, a stage. And so that's where we know we're getting to Shakespeare. And then we look at this and we see that it says actually on it, William Shakespeare. And some of us in the United States, some of us in the world don't know that Shakespeare has an E on the end. So you see it's spelled a lot of different ways. What is this? Well, it turns out that there's three different Shakespeare coins that came out to commemorate the 400th anniversary of his death. So he died in 1616, and in 2016, 400 years later, they came out with three coins. This one, can you tell which one this is? We see the jester there. We have a jumpy camera today, so just I'll try to take my time with it. So we see the jester there. We see kind of the fool's cap here, the tie-ons for the cap here, and the jester is on a stick. And so they made three different kinds. They did the comedies, they did the tragedies, and they did the histories. And this, of course, when you see the gesture, you know this is the comedies coin. All of these coins are hard to get. They made about 4.35 million of these ones, but this is worth, and thank goodness for Bungle sending this to us, this is worth like over $5 US. It's really, really hard to get. And so what we'll do, because Bungle sent us such a nice coin, we're going to get out the Bungle swizzle stick to point out some stuff here. And so here's the swizzle stick. And see, we see down here just the, look at that, the Tudor rose down here. We see here there's another rose facing the other way. And if we look way, way down in here, let's see if we can see what that says way down in there. So we know the engraver of the back, and we know it wasn't Jody Clark, and we know it wasn't Ian Rank Broadley. So who was it? Well, it turns out that it was John Bergdahl, Bergdhall. And so we see a J and a B here. See the J and the B very finely. And this is just a sweet, sweet coin. A little bit of a scratch on it, but I'll tell you what, this still makes the very good as far as I'm concerned. And a very good is listed on Numista at about $5.90. Somewhere an uncirculated is listed as about $12, and they bounce all around. And part of that is because they're just hard to find. And this particular one, if you get it brilliant uncirculated, it's worth $10 or $11. They only made 48.3 thousand of them, and if you get it proof, it's 13,500 of them. And if in proof, it's because they only made 13,500. Get a proof, you got lucky, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. All right, so what do we got here? We got the Shakespeare coin, the £2 coin from Great Britain, the United Kingdom. Britannia rules the waves, as we used to say, from 2016. And remember, if you're looking at these from the front, you can always tell the special coins because they say £2 on the front. The reason they say £2 on the front, so what does this one say? Elizabeth II. We have that, right? Elizabeth II's on the other side. So on the specialty coins, Elizabeth II's in front of the portrait. And it's not a Jody Clark portrait. I mean, it's a Jody Clark portrait, not an Ian Rank Broadley. And the £2 is on the front of the specialty coins, not on the back like it is on the regular coins. And guess what else they did? See how they have the number 2 for pounds because they wanted to fit it in? On the back of the regular £2 coins, it says the TWO. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. We're going to give you one more look at the edge and then the comedies with the jester on them for the Shakespeare £2 from the year 2016. Have a great day from DC Coin World.